Coming up on UCF Nightly News, from tracking Elon Musk to making the Forbes 30 Under 30, this UCF student has been making waves. Now that hot streak seems to have come to an end.
Next, the destination is space. See as UCF is looking to the stars as it seeks to help astronauts.
Then we look at some changes made to the FAFSA form that will affect everyone who applies for financial aid.
In sports, it's almost baseball time, so of course we're here to give you the latest on what's to come this season as it comes to a new conference.
Nightly News starts now.
Good afternoon, Knights, and welcome to Nightly News. I'm Reina Nieves.
And I'm Madeline Dickinson. Today's Friday, February 9th, 2024.
As Super Bowl 58 approaches, all eyes continue to be on Taylor Swift, but the reason is far from football. Swift's attorneys sent a cease and desist letter to the University of Central Florida student Jack Sweeney in late 2023 after posting the whereabouts of Swift's jet using public information. Sweeney is known for running the accounts that log the takeoffs and landings of planes, helicopters, owned by billionaires, politicians, and other public figures. While we don't know if Sweeney plans to post about Swift's jet to the Super Bowl, we do know that she will be arriving in Las Vegas and waiting to see if people will be watching.
In 1963, UCF was established as a university to support the space program. Now, in 2024, UCF researchers are hoping to continue that legacy. I spoke with UCF researcher Melanie Kothup, who is working with Vaccinity Incorporated to potentially create a vaccine that helps stimulate the muscles for space travel. A new collaboration with UCF's College of Medicine and Vaccinity Incorporated has researchers shooting for the stars. This new vaccine will work to reduce muscle and bone wasting that can be applied for space travel, according to Vaccinity. Vaccinity senior scientist Brett Thibodeau says this partnership with UCF is meant to be.
The idea was to meet with UCF collaborators that had existing models in their lab that actually targeted or had a same sort of functional output as what we're looking for muscle. We decided to pair it with the space program that we're working on. And when I say space, it's a vaccine that can be applied to, space travel and so forth.
Researchers are testing the effects of Vaccinity's active immunotherapies on disclosed proteins in bone and muscle growth. Vaccinity says their goal is to also use this vaccine to stimulate and maintain muscle growth, which they hope to use to help the elderly community. Although they are still in the research and planning process of this vaccine, UCF researchers who are working on this project, such as Professor of Medicine Dr. Melanie Kothup, says that she is proud to be a part of it.
So the focus of this work really is about the challenge, and the challenge is with elderly population, elderly community where we have a lot of muscle wastage. The idea is just to try to prevent that loss, or if the tissue has been lost, can we regenerate a healthy amount of tissue?
This first stage of testing will go through until July 2023 as researchers continue to study data results. UCF College of Medicine says UCF was born as a university to support the space program, and we are continuing that mission. Professor Melanie Kothup says she's looking forward to using her experience with muscle research to further space travel and help communities here on Earth.
The U.S. News & World Report acknowledged the excellence of UCF's online degrees by releasing its national rankings for the best online program. UCF was ranked in the top 10 yet again for online bachelor's programs in the nation, according to the report. After this year's rankings, UCF has made it in the top 20 overall best online programs for the past 7 years. In a statement released by the university, President Alexander Cartwright said he is grateful for the faculty-led innovation that allows UCF to deliver top-notch online education.
On Thursday, the National Society of Black Engineers and Jacobs Solutions got together for a new project. They are working on a new mobile solar-powered water pump with a filtration system to help give clean water to those who need it. Gerson Herard is the mind behind the project, and he says his goal is to create a sustainable environment for future generations. The power pump is aimed at cleaning out the overall pollutants found in most water sources. Herard said the pump should be done later on this year.
The free application for federal aid, better known as the FAFSA, has seen quite the change for the new year. First priority filing is going to be earlier this year and is now February 15th. Despite the earlier date, the U.S. Department of Education says that you can receive some delays for your results in the FAFSA. The department says the delays can be credited to all the changes that are being made to this form. Because of this delay, the FAFSA can now have fewer questions and it is more streamlined.
Have you ever seen a painting come to life? Now you'll be immersed in a different reality with Snap Orlando's Fawn Art exhibitions. An outdoor augmented reality art experience arrived in Orlando and can now be seen at UCF downtown. There are 10 large format outdoor posters scattered around the city, which can be seen through the Fawn app. They use 3D augmented reality to leave the canvas and come into our world. Snap Orlando's Gallery and Outreach Coordinator Alexis Collum explains how they are using this technology in their art.
Augmented reality uses certain triggers in the world to activate the digital experience. So City Unseen uses, similar to like a QR code, each plaque that you scan serves as that QR code to activate the augmented reality experience into the real world.
The exhibition will remain for up to a year in the Communications and Media Building and in the Dr. Phillips Academic Commons Building at the UCF downtown campus.
Graduate students are excited for a brand new poster printer that's been implemented for their research findings. This large-scale poster printer will make it easier for Knights to present their research. It is located in the Graduate Student Center on the second floor of the Trevor Colburn Hall. Graduate assistant at the GSC, Negan Yavar, says that this printer allows for a more convenient and affordable option for professional, large-scale colored posters.
You need to print a big poster. It tends to be very costly. And so we want to be able to provide students the option to not have to pay as much, but still get a good quality poster.
Graduate students and faculty can now print their posters for just $25. To submit a request for a poster, you can fill out a brief survey through the GSC website. The center is open weekdays from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Students seeking counseling on campus can now attend in-person sessions. The Counseling and Psychological Services building reopened for in-person therapy appointments this week after renovations limited to appointments to crisis drop-in sessions. A CAP social media post notes renovations began December 11th and reopening was originally slated for mid to late January. Students can book in-person sessions by visiting the CAP's website or by calling 4078-232811.
Weather anchor Raymond Collado joins us now at the desk to discuss today's forecast.
What's today's weather forecast looking like?
Yeah, Ray, are we going to have to keep that umbrella on?
Nope, no need for that umbrella today, as we're sitting at a nice 0% chance of rain. Currently, however, we're sitting at a nice and breezy 77 degrees, but make sure to enjoy it while you can, since tonight's going to be a freezing 58 degrees. So I'll hold on to that jacket just in case. Also, we've got wind traveling from the southeast, coming in at 9 miles per hour. So that's going to make for a fun combo tonight. Also, we're looking at a humidity of 66%. So enjoy the warmth while it lasts, and stay tuned for more updates later on in the show.
Coming up after the break, we'll tell you about an opportunity for students to get involved with campus policies.
Plus, how people are preparing for Super Bowl Sunday on campus. We'll be right back.
student government elections are coming up. Any UCF student that is looking to make a change on campus is encouraged to run for student government senate, vice president, or president. These positions advocate on behalf of student body and their organizations. They also work on initiatives to help improve student experience. Candidate applications can be found in the Forms tab on the Student Government Election Commission homepage. Applications close next Friday, February 16th at 5 p.m.
Local restaurants near UCF are gearing up for this year's Super Bowl, anticipating a surge of college students flocking to their establishments for game day. UCF Knightly News senior reporter Ronald Perretti gives us an inside look at how restaurants and students are preparing.
As the big game approaches, small businesses like Procolinos are beginning their preparations. After a busy Super Bowl last year, Procolinos are prepping heavy this Sunday. With pickup and online orders increasing, UCF student and Procolinos employee Jabora Bausico gives us an inside look of what they're expecting this Sunday.
I'm making extra dough to make extra pizzas. Last Super Bowl we made at least like 200, 300 pizzas. Wings, at least 400 or 500, because each order is almost like 50 wings each order, you know?
Procolinos will be one of many restaurants who will be adding extra staff due to the occasion. Even with the extra staff that will be added on Sunday, Procolinos employees ask for patience from their customers.
Telling all the people we're doing DoorDash, all these other places we're doing food to, so we just gotta be a little patient. And we're gonna have multiple delivery drivers, so we're gonna do the best we can.
Even if you're not going to order in or get takeout from a restaurant, supermarkets are likely to be busy through Sunday. UCF student Jacob Young says students should do their shopping early to avoid any last-minute rushes.
They were fairly busy even still because it's a big game. It's one of the biggest games of the year, so obviously a lot of people are there trying to get their shopping done before everyone else last minute. So I got it done early so I didn't have to deal with all the mobs of people around.
Now, if you're deciding on what food to choose, there are many options according to Procolinos, stretching from wings to pasta to garlic bread. But one food remains at the top, and that's pizza. In Orlando, Ronald Perretti, UCF Nightly News.
UCF students can catch the game this Sunday at 6:30. I don't know about you, Raina, but my favorite football game food has to be a buffalo chicken dip. What's your favorite thing about the Super Bowl?
I love watching the commercials. I honestly can't wait to see what they whip up this year.
Me too.
The closest thing you'll see to snow in Central Florida is hail, and some UCF students saw some of it last week. Strong winds and severe thunderstorms brought an intense amount of hail to those living by the UCF main campus. Hail is a form of frozen precipitation that can look like pellets or balls. Students were surprised to see it at this event, especially those who had never seen it before, like theater major Luis Williams.
Moving to UCF was definitely an experience a way to experience a different kind of weather. It was just like crazy for me from my bad. Like I've never seen thunder like this.
Williams says the hail was the size of a golf ball and it interrupted his studies. Coming up, we'll see how weather is looking like for Central Florida over the next few days.
Plus, we'll hear from our partners at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University about the national weather.
Later on, we'll see what's in store for this year's softball season with the UCF softball team. We'll be right back. Now let's see what's going on with the radar from our friends at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
Student meteorologist Matthew Bitts brings us further details on the nation's upcoming conditions and what to anticipate.
Roller coaster type weather pattern here across the United States, and that is all because of this dip in the jet stream that's going to cause our three big weather stories for this weekend. Starting out in the west, we do have the potential for higher snowfall totals across portions of the higher elevations in the Rockies. Lower elevations, it's looking like it'll be a rain event for you, and not even a big accumulator at that, so the flooding concerns are really out of the question, at least for now. Moving downstream into the Gulf Coast, where that upper level trough is just steering the moisture into portions of the deep south, that's going to result in a return of storms for portions of Texas into the Arklatex and eastwards into portions of the southeast on Friday. And if you move north of that trough or jet stream, you are looking at the heat. Highs 20 to 25 degrees above normal for portions of the Ohio River Valley, Great Lakes, and Northeast. Those were your weather headlines. Back to you in the studio.
Hey Madeline, it's been pretty cold recently, at least for Florida standards.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Let's check in with Ray for what's in store for this week.
Hey Ray, how much longer are we going to need to stay bundled up?
Hey everyone, so we're going to be staying pretty bundled up for a little bit here. So first let's take a look at our highs real quick. Okay, so for our highs, we currently have a 68 in Orlando. 78 in Orlando. But that's pretty warm for normal people standards, but for Floridians, that's going to be a little hot. A little cold. Also, let's take a look at our lows now. Our lows are going to be really cold actually this week. We're looking at a 58 low for a week in Orlando. So cold enough to where we get to suffer through the freezing temperatures, but not cold enough so we can enjoy the snow. But now, let's take a look at our 5-day weather forecast. Starting off the 5-day weather forecast, tomorrow should be rather nice with a high 79 degrees and a breezy 61 degrees. So I'd pack a jacket just in case. That being said, I want you all to be aware of Wednesday. Wednesday is the danger zone, as we're expected to hit a freezing 48 degrees. Now, in all my time in Orlando, I've never had it hit 48 degrees with me. So, and also, like I said before, it's not cold enough for us to enjoy the snow, but it's definitely cold enough for not have a peaceful day. So plan accordingly and make sure to keep something warm with you, like a jacket or scarf or that blanket. Thankfully, Mother Nature seems to want to ease us into this freezing temperature because, as it has it, our high is hitting just the day before on Tuesday with a nice and toasty 85 degrees. So we're going to have a low 48 degrees and a high on Tuesday of 85 degrees. So a little bit of hot and cold, but that's still really good for me. It's going to be zigzagging a little bit, but that's all the time I have for right now. Back to you two, Reina and Marimé.
When we come back after the break, sports anchor Carly Ceglio tells us about the UCF softball team and how their seniors are preparing for their last season with the team.
Plus, new football recruits are sharing their thoughts of the team ahead of the game. Nightly News will be right back.
What's up, Knights? I'm Ceglio here to give you your UCF sports update. The 2024 UCF softball team has 11 seniors this year, the most in the Big 12 Conference. Nightly News reporter Nick Salvat tells us more about this year's team and what they plan to accomplish.
Fresh off their third straight season with an NCAA tournament appearance, the Knights softball team enters the new season with one of the most experienced rosters in the country. Including the pitcher, UCF had 7 seniors in the opening day lineup alone. Chloe Evans and her fellow 11 seniors are changing the culture around the team by trying to bring everyone on the roster together.
Having each other's back, I think that's something that we've been doing different this year is, really trying to get the dugout. So when we're running off the field, we're really getting the dugout, we're getting them involved, we're hyping each other up, being able to have each other's backs. So that's been great.
Coach Cindy Ball-Malone enters her 6th season as head coach of the Knights. She led UCF to back-to-back conference tournament championships the past 2 seasons, as well as the Knights' first Super Regional appearance in 2022. Ball-Malone enjoyed her past 4+ seasons with her senior players and says that they have been fun to watch.
The Knights opened their season last night with a doubleheader against Howard and UConn. UCF won both games by mercy rule thanks to home runs from seniors Chloe Evans, Kennedy Searcy, and Jada Cody.
I can't just talk about it enough because you're going to need it for all of the different things that we're going to go through this year. They are so seasoned and experienced, and it's been fun to watch and fun to follow.
In Orlando, Nick Salvat, UCF Knightly News.
The UCF Knights continue their season tonight against Seattle University at 6 p.m. at the UCF softball complex. UCF football held a media day event on Wednesday for Gus Malzahn and the 2024 transfer class. Members of the incoming transfer class of over 15 recruits are expected to start from day 1, according to Coach Malzahn. The Knights were even able to seal key members of the University of Cincinnati football team, including Brian Threats. Malzahn spoke highly of each recruit, saying they each fit an immediate need of the team.
Yeah, well, transfer, it's like immediate need. I mean, you got to say, can they play? Can they come in here right now and help us, and then you also look to see their character. Like, I said, as far as high school, it's just like we're recruiting the top players in the country.
The incoming transfer class will make their debut when the Knights host their spring game on April 12th at FBC Mortgage Stadium. Despite a good start to last season, the UCF baseball team ended the season early. I had the chance to dive deeper with the team and how they are preparing for this season. New conference, new faces. The 2024 UCF baseball team has 17 transfers along with a new head coach. Former UCF infielder Rich Wallace enters his first season as head coach of the Knights. With huge expectations, Wallace says the team has a chance to turn John Juliano Park into one of the best environments in the Big 12.
I don't want to play a one-dimensional style offense here. I think the home runs are great, but there's some times where you're just not going to be able to hit them, and our job as a staff is to take what we have and find a way to give them some versatility to win all types of games, not just hitting home runs.
Wallace says the team's willingness to accept everything thrown at them is a step in the right direction. He says the team is starting to look the way he wants it to. Mikey Kluska, a senior transfer from the University of Richmond, says he would describe this team as dynamic, from having a combination of power, speed, and guys who are going to get the job done with all facets of the game.
I think they can expect to see a really, really good, fundamentally solid brand of baseball. We have a unique team just in the fact that it's so transfer heavy, which allows us just to have a combination of guys who've played all over and who have great experience.
With a completely new coaching staff, the culture change within the team did a 180 transformation, and the coaches set expectations early on about how they want the team to play, says Kluska. According to a post from UCF Baseball, this year has the most season tickets sold in UCF baseball history. The Knights open their season against Bryant University next Friday, February 16th at 6 p.m. at John Juliano Park. Coach Wallace says Knight Nation can expect to see the team with a championship-level focus on the field and playing the type of baseball you need to play to compete for championships. And that's all I've got for you, Knight Nation. Swinging it back to you guys.
Thanks, Carly. That's all our time for right now. Thanks for joining us. Remember, you can always keep up with all things for nightly news at nicholsonstudentmedia.com.
And if you've got a story idea you want us to know about, send it our way. You can reach us at nightlynewsucf@gmail.com. Thanks for watching and have a good day.